Hello everyone and welcome to another video where we are solving the FM pre-June 2025 mock exam. This is going to be the second section B case study that we are going to be solving together. So this is McGregor Company, the second case study of this mock exam, and this is based on the risk management unit of your syllabus. So let's get started. McGregor Company is based out of the country of Zealand, whose currency is dollars. The company has supplied goods to its customers in the country of Douro, based in Europe, having its currency as euros. McGregor Company is due to receive, so we are having a case of a receipt here, 2.1 million euros in 4 months' time. The current spot rate is 1.3985 euros to $1. The interest rate, short-term interest rate in Zealand and Euro are 1.90 per annum and 3.75 per annum respectively. The junior accountant is of the opinion that McGregor Company will benefit as the euro is likely to depreciate in 4 months' time. McGregor Company is considering raising funds to part finance its new project by obtaining a debt from a well-known bank at a variable rate of interest in 3 months' time for 12 months. The bank has quoted the interest rate of base rate plus 0.5%. The company is, however, worried that the base rate may go up. The finance director wants to hedge this risk. So we are having consideration of two items primarily. We're talking about the interest rates going up. We are thinking to take a borrowing in the future. So whenever we take any borrowings, we are scared that the interest rates will go up and we'll have to pay more and more money in the form of interest. And the other thing pertains to the receipt, which we are going to have in the form of euros, where my domestic currency is actually the dollar. So considering the opinion of the junior accountant, we are supposed to classify these statements as true or false. The very first statement tells us the interest rate parity states that the forward exchange rate is based on the spot rate and the interest rate differential between the two countries. Now, we won't have to go very far for that. We will not have to jog our memory because here the question is asking us about the interest rate parity. We in our formula sheet are given with the formula for the interest rate parity theory. This is the interest rate parity theory. It takes the spot rate, multiplies that by the interest rate of both of the currencies. So this is exactly what this statement says. Interest rate is based on the spot rate and the interest rate differential between the two countries. So this statement is absolutely correct. Now let's talk about the second statement. Second statement says McGregor Company was going to receive more dollars if the euro will depreciate in 4 months' time against the dollar. So if dollar has become stronger, see, we are in the currency where we are in the country where dollars work as our currency. We are going to get the receipt in the form of euros. So if euro actually depreciates, euro becomes weaker, then this euro is going to be able to buy lesser dollars, because if somebody is weak, they're not able to buy a lot of things. So if your currency has become weaker, the currency in which you are receiving money, you're receiving euros. So if euros actually depreciate in 4 months' time, you're going to be receiving lesser dollars compared to earlier. This statement says you will receive more dollars. That is why this statement is absolutely wrong over here. So we move on to the second question, question number 22. Which of the following risks would McGregor Company face regarding the euro receipt? So whenever you deal in any of the transactions, because of that, if you face any risk, it is the transaction risk. So the answer is going to be option A, transaction risk. Let's move ahead to the third question. What will the 4-month exchange rate between the euro and dollar be, assuming the interest rate parity holds good? So we've just now seen the formula of the interest rate parity theory. We're supposed to take the spot rate. The spot rate is given to us as 1.3985. This is what the spot rate looks like. And then this needs to be multiplied with 1 plus interest rate in the foreign currency divided by 1 plus interest rate in the base or the domestic currency. So 1 plus interest rate in the foreign currency is, so basically euro is going to be the foreign currency for us. Euro interest rate is given second. Zealand and euro respectively is this and this. So euro is the latter rate, which is 3.75%. So you're going to put it as 0.0375. Now there's one more catch over here, that these rates are given to us on a per annum level. So that means this 3.75%, 3.75% needs to be converted to the interest rate for the 4 months. So you're going to multiply this by 4 by 12. So this is going to give you 0.0125. So if you add 1 to it, this is what is going to be the numerator. We can note this down with us, 1.0125. And then we are going to take the next thing. Next thing is 1.9. So 1.9%, 1.9 divided by 100, this is what it is going to be in decimal places. And then this needs to be multiplied by 4 by 12. So this gives us this much. If you add 1 to it, it's going to become 1.00633. So we come to this point, 1.00633. Let's take it to this many decimal places. Now we have everything. We can take the spot rate. Spot rate is 1.3985. So we multiply this with 1.3985, and you multiply this with 1.0125 divided by 1.00633. You close your brackets, hit enter. This is what your final answer should be looking like. So you're going to pick option 2 as your answer, 1.4071. So this is going to be our answer. Let's move ahead to the second last question pertaining to this case study. Which of the following hedging tool will be useful for McGregor Company to hedge against the possible interest rate risk as well as the the million euro receipt? So whenever we are supposed to borrow, we are going to borrow funds in the future. My fear is that the interest rates are going to increase. So what do I usually do is I enter into an FRA agreement where I lock the interest rate with the bank. So the first option is right, at least with respect to the interest rate risk, that we are going to buy a forward rate agreement. We definitely cannot sell because we are fearing that it's going to increase. So if something is going to increase, we don't sell it, we buy that thing. And then interest rate futures. How are interest rate futures priced? They are priced at 100 minus the interest rate. So the more interest rates are going to rise, your value of the futures are actually going to go down. So you never buy anything whose value you think can go down. So usually we sell interest rate futures whenever we have the fear that interest rates are going to go up. And similarly, when you fear interest rates are going to go up, when you are at the borrowing side, instead of buying the call option, you rather buy the put option over there. So all of these, three options cannot be right in context of the interest rate risk. Then the next thing is about the 2 million euros receipt. So we are going to receive these euros in the future, and these euros are of no use to us because in the country where we live, it's the dollars that work. So I would want to get these euros converted into dollars. Hence, I will enter into an agreement to sell these euros at a forward rate. So option 1 is going to be our final answer. Let's move towards the very last question pertaining to this case study. Assuming that the expected exchange rate is 1.4070 in 4 months' time, calculate the gain or loss for McGregor Company if it had hedged the 2.1 million receipt today using a forward rate of 1.3995. So what we can do is we can draw a comparison between both of these numbers. Firstly, it's important that we identify that are we going to divide or are we going to multiply. So here if you see, to get $1, you have to pay more of euros. So which currency is stronger? Your dollars are stronger at the moment. So that means whenever you're receiving euros, these euros when converted to dollars, more euros lead to lesser dollars. So if you want to go to a lesser value, you will have to divide. So 2.1 million euros, 2.1 million euros, if converted using the rate of 1.3995, it's going to lead us to this much amount of money in terms of dollars. And then if you draw a comparison, let's note down this amount with us. We can also multiply this because this is all in millions. So it's going to be converted into millions. This is what it is going to look like. We can note down this number with us. So this number is 1500535.9, or roughly I can say it is 6. And then I will convert it using the other rate also. The other rate is given to us as 1.4070. So this is what it comes out to. Again, converted to the absolute dollars. So this is what it looks like. And then we can subtract from this our earlier amount. So that will tell us the gain or loss on this. So we actually see that this is a lesser amount using the spot rate in 4 months time. So let's subtract what is the exact difference. 1500536. So this gives you a difference of roughly, you can say 7999. So it's asked you this in the nearest dollar amount. So you're going to enter 7999 over here, 7999. This is going to be the loss that we actually make if we are going ahead with converting at spot rather than getting converted using the forward rate of 1.3995. So this is what is going to be our final answer over here. Now we are done with the second case study known as McGregor Company. In the next video, we are going to meet to solve the next question pertaining to this mock exam, the third and the last section B case study. So stay tuned for that. I hope that these videos are helping you people. All the very best for your exam.